welcome back to the established 1875 YouTube channel. And today, it's the end. It marks the end of the pre-seasons. We're getting into it next week. We've got West Brom, of course. If you asked us about a month ago, we'd probably be a lot more confident than we are right now. But we're in the position we're in, and we're joined by, of course, Barney. Barney, how we doing, mate?
Very good, very good.
I like to hear that. I like to hear it. As you can see, Barney's obviously the regular on the channel now. We're getting a lot more of him over the season, and maybe might see some vlogs from him as well. Who knows? If he grows a bit more confidence on the screen, I think he might be putting himself a bit more out there. But Barney, obviously, you attend the game today. I'm a backseat drive when it comes to this type of stuff. Apparently, the amount of stick I get for not going to the games. But with this internship role down at university, I can't actually attend the game, so I do apologise, people. But I will be keeping the page and the channel keep it going. It should be all right. But Barney, come on, little overview of today's game against Girona. How do you think it went?
Well, I mean, you said it right. I mean, Blackburn aren't in the best position. We were in much better position at the start of the preseason, I feel like, but with the injury to supposedly the main man coming in, Sigurdsson, we're looking not as good. But there's definitely positives to take today. I thought it was a good game. Girona showed their quality. I mean, they're a mid-table La Liga side. They're so good, and I thought they had some very good players out there. Of course, players that we know, Daley Blind. If any of you play Football Manager, you might know Savio, very good player. Christian Stuani. I thought they were very good, and they showed their quality. I thought also Blackburn did as well. I thought take out some maybe less positive performances. Maybe the fullbacks weren't the best, and maybe we could have done with a bit of better finishing from Leonard. But I thought basically any other player played very well, and I can go into detail if you want about Mark Handy, who I thought should have got man of the match instead of Leonard, even though Leonard did get a goal. I thought Mark Handy played very well. I thought Dolan just showed his quality when he was on the ball, especially in the second half. Smodic, as usual, grew into the game. I thought both midfielders, Travis and Tronstad, showed the quality, especially Tronstad, who looks better and better every single preseason game. And I think there's definitely positives to take away, even though we lost.
Yeah, and like you said there, Makonde, I'm sure a lot of us will want some in-depth on him. We know what his capabilities are. I'm not going to keep going back to the game. I always do, but sending him out on loan, in my opinion, was a silly decision. I think he should have stayed. I think he's someone who looks lively. He's direct, and he doesn't like to do too much, and I like that. Sometimes you see a bit too much. I'm all about playing that one pass too far sometimes, and we were speaking about this before. Sometimes you saw with Ennis later on in the game, he took it further, went for a shot, and maybe that's the one time you do want him to cut it back to someone and get a better opportunity. But I think the risks that JDT plays is nice, but you also saw it today where that one extra pass can lead to a counter attack, and you're just left completely dead. Especially with how the wing backs play, they're not really full backs, so they do come into that wing back position, and then they can, Harry Pickering. I'm not calling him out being a bad player or anything, but with his speed, once he does get caught out, he's not the best at getting back. JRC again in a similar position there. I think if we want to play that system, it is a 5-back role, but at the same time, I think with the passing game we are doing, I don't think 5-back's really the option. But another player I want to go in depth on here a little bit is, he's the new lad who played in front of the fans today for the first time, is Tronstad. I know you had a lot of good things to say about him.
Yeah, no, I thought he played really well. I thought if you put both of him and Travis in the midfield, you'd expect, our captain to stand out a bit more. But I thought Tronstad was very good, strong in the tackle, played some very good balls. It even seemed like sometimes he'd play a ball that was just too good, a bit too good for maybe Dolan. Dolan was chasing a lot of them, but it seemed like Tronstad really is a quality signing, and you'd expect it from probably a top like 6 team in the Eredivisie, with Vitesse. I thought he was very good. I thought also when Ennis came on, showed a bit more directness, and a lot of people forget, he's quite a stocky lad. He's built a bit like, if I just describe maybe Bradley Dack, how people bounced off him. I watched a few of their players bounce off him a few times. He looked very good. And we can't tell much from about the 10 minutes he played, but he looked very good. I thought they'd bring on a few of the subs. They kept training, like they kept warming up on the sidelines. The entire squad, the entire bench was out there warming up. So we thought we might see a few minutes from maybe Edmondson or Patrick Gamble, but overall, I thought it looked very good, and it's just a shame that maybe we couldn't grab one at the end.
Yeah, and of course, we haven't actually mentioned it yet. It was a 3-2 loss today against a very strong side. And I don't think we can complain too much about that. You see Girona, and they pull off some massive upsets. If I'm correct, to beat Real Madrid last year in one of the games, or very recently. You know, they're a side that are capable of an upset, and you know, to lose 3-2 with, you got to remember, a team that a lot of them have been in and out of the squad in the preseason so far, either with injuries or just lack of match fitness when it comes to it. I think we can take that and kind of have a little bit of hope going to this West Brom game next week. But let's just have a little look at the preseason altogether. You know, we started off with the Accrington games, which, you know, we've already covered. Don't want to go too much into. They were pretty boring. Then we did Hartberg, which again, you know, that was where we really thought, you know what, it's going to get a bit exciting now. And we got to Barnsley and we played the youth team. I think one thing this preseason we've done a lot is seen a lot of the youth, which I love. I'm all about it. But we haven't actually had a lot of the first team getting their match fitness. Does that worry you going into the first game of the season a little bit?
Well, I get what you mean. The first team hasn't really exactly played together on the same team like once or anything. But I thought, today, I mean, the back line is probably a back line I would want to start next season, like this season. That's the back line I would probably start. But I don't think it's too bad because I mean the match fitness is there. Maybe we know John Dal Thomason is a very good tactician. Maybe I think maybe for a reason he's doing it. Not to let other teams try figure out our passages of play when we've got the whole team together. So I don't think it's too bad. I mean, I remember last season the only game that really I was like, wow, that's a good result. In the preseason was when we played Celtic 2-2. That was a good game with Harvey Vale scoring. I thought that was good, but I don't think it's too bad, and I think we'll just have to wait for the first game of the season. I thought today they played very well. I thought the channels ran really well. I didn't think the midfield gave anything too away. I just thought the fullbacks were too easily beat. That's all.
Yeah, and I think, like you said, that I think that striker's still calling out a bit. I know there's a lot of trust in Sam Gallagher going into this first week, but it looks like I don't know. Are we going to see Sam Gallagher first week? That's up in the air at the minute. I wouldn't be too bothered seeing Harry Leonard start first game of the week of the season. Sorry, that wouldn't bother me too much. I'd be quite happy with that. A young lad. I think today the reason he did get his man of the match is the whole contract situation, contract goal. I think the only way you can top it is really getting man of the match, and I think that's what they give him for. But I think that's a nice little summary of it all. I think there's a lot more to work on still. I think in JDT we trust, obviously, hopefully what's happening behind the scenes now, which is pretty much no one knows about now, gets sorted. Hopefully the manager gets out of this really bad place where he's at the minute, where he's in this dark room and doesn't quite know how to get out of it, because I'm sure there's lots of clubs that would be happy to take JDT on before the season starts. So let's hope we get it all back together. But Barney, thanks for joining us, mate. Thanks for the overview.
No worries. Thank you very much.
Always a pleasure to have you on. It's always nice to have a Blackburn fan that knows what he's talking about. Sometimes you jump on these media stuff and you get quite negative opinions on stuff. Like today, there's a lot of people saying we played terribly. Not whatsoever. I think you got to remember the size of Girona and the team they are. A 3-2 doesn't make us look bad whatsoever. But this is it now. We're going into the season. First game against West Brom. Are you looking forward to it? Yes or not? Make sure to like, subscribe, turn on the notifications. We're going to get the Baggies podcast on here. Louis Bent from over in the West Brom, a close friend of mine down in university. He'll be talking all about it. Let's hope that he's in the same situation as us, whereas West Brom are just in the mud. If not, then we have to worry. If they are, then maybe we'll get an equal game. But thanks for watching and take care, guys.